a number of people are impoverished in terms of value than also material poverty. Because when you talk about this poverty, is relative. You understand? In the 1950s, very few Nigerians can eat rice. Today, people eat rice every day. But those people in the 50s, if you give them a bag of rice, they will not vote for you. They will still vote for their trusted political leaders. But Nigerians today, some of them who eat rice every day, if you give them a cup of rice, they are ready to vote for you. So it's not a question of material poverty. It's about poverty in values. We're focusing on the fact that even under military rule, our judiciary,
Yes.
we are more independent. What military dictatorship could not do, you know, money, corruption is doing now. Because I think judges are now more paid than they have ever been paid. They have no reason not to stand for justice and equity. It still boils down to our diminishing value as a people. Because it is these intangible things, values, culture, that build society rather than material things. If you don't have values, they will destroy all the material achievements.
This podcast is brought to you by the Volume Pod in association with the Cable NG, Albarka Radio, 97.5 FM, and Diazu Development.
We remain at the National Conference on Future of Democracy in Nigeria, an event organized by PAACA, and Dr. Gbenga, His Excellency Dr. Gbenga Olawepo Hashim joins me now. Thank you so much, sir. Yes, sir. You laid the framework for the conversation inside for the panel when you talked about some of the ideas that you fought for under military dictatorship as young people, including 4 months behind bars, detained and everything. You said the only thing that was denied was the concept around INEC, getting INEC to be made independent, in such a way that it functions. I don't know if you want to elaborate on that and what implication it has till now.
Yes, we asked the military high command then in 1998 in a memo authored by late Comrade Pascal Bafia, my very self, and Dan Wanyao, where we proposed the way forward on the transition program. We asked for immediate release of all political detainees. We asked for new registration of political parties. We asked for a short and brief transition program. Then we asked for the creation of Independent National Electoral Commission from what was NECON then. And the name Independent Electoral Commission was basically conceived to make it really independent. Independent in financing. We recommended that funding should be by first line charge and the executive should not have a leeway to sabotage the funding of INEC. They granted that. Then we asked that the recruitment of the chairmen and the commissioners of INEC should be done through a process of advertisement and a competitive process that is independent, of the executive, the way it was done in South Africa. So they rejected that one. And that is the basic problem of Nigerian democracy today, because that's been a way in which the chief executive of state controls the electoral process.
And sir, you also suggested that leadership of such an institution, because some people say we have conquered institutions such as INEC, you believe that leadership, some of those leaders should actually be put to a public debate for them to say what they want to do.
Absolutely, because we will know your history. You understand? And you see, when you have a recruitment process, just go and bring one professor that nobody knows, and probably with a very dodgy history, he has stolen money in one previous assignment or before. And then they like people like that because their profile, they can be easily manipulated. The guy will be afraid of facing them squarely because they can always the SSS can bring a file on him. And so they always like dodgy people like that. But when you have a transparent process of recruitment and the person that is being appointed is subjected to public debate, he will hold his loyalty to society rather than to few people who appoint him in government.
And where we find a lot of citizens now is the fact that a lot of the election for 2027 seems to be almost edged from the place of poverty. It's more difficult for people now. Do you think some of the things that appears that we've gone past, such as almost vote buying and the likes of that, will find its way back into 2027 elections?
Well, definitely you will have some vote buying, given the fact that a number of people are impoverished in terms of value than also material poverty. Because when you talk about this poverty, is relative. You understand? In the 1950s, very few Nigerians can eat rice. You know, Nigerians in 1950s, most people, they will eat rice only on Christmas Day or at best on Sundays. Today, people eat rice every day. But those people in the 50s, if you give them a bag of rice, they will not vote for you. They will still vote for their trusted political leaders. But Nigerians today, some of them who eat rice every day, if you give them a cup of rice, they are ready to vote for you. So it's not a question of material poverty. It's about poverty in values. Poverty in values. So we have to go back and strengthen our value system. Because it's these intangible things, values, culture, that build society rather than material things. If you don't have values, they will destroy all the material achievements. So that's even very important. And coming back to your concrete question, there will be vote buying, but it's not going to be consequential if majority of people, are ready really to vote for change. Then your buying of votes will be ineffective. You can't buy millions of people when they are out to really vote. It's only when you have low voter turnouts that you can buy a few people.
And there's the issue of judging the judges, which is when electoral matters appear before them. At the end of the day, some people can almost simulate what the results would be like. Do you think there's a future path for judges that would be different from what many people have branded them to
we were
be?
focusing on the fact that even under military rule, our judiciary we are more independent.
You mentioned Justice Okuta.
Under civilian rule, what military dictatorship could not do, money, corruption is doing now. So it boils down to the question of values, really. Because I think judges are more paid than they have ever been paid. They are well paid, well taken care of. They have no reason not to stand for justice and equity. It still boils down to our diminishing value as a people. And it's not just about judges, it's also about journalists. People cannot write the way they used to write before. Even journalism, especially the official media, has been captured. And that's why most people rely on online media and citizen journalists such as you. And I'm very happy to give you my time.
Thank you so much, sir. And yes, I did ask for 10 minutes, and I've timed myself to make sure we land at that 10 minutes.
God bless you.
I'm grateful,
I'm very
sir.
grateful.